17.5 buggy, heat 1. All right. Let's see. You got Rich, got Alan, got Theo, Craig. There's JV. Got Sean up there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we got all of our drivers. All right, folks. So this is gonna be a live loop start. So keep the wheels moving. Yes, it will be 6 minutes. Thank you, Art. Had our big database reset a couple weeks back. All right, we're going racing. Your time begins when you cross the line. All right, this is race 1, Wednesday night. This is our second week on this track layout now. Got the Winter Championship coming up. That's going to be later in the month. Winter Championship coming up. That's going to be an all-new track layout. Got to draw something up. I got some ideas. All right, Jeremy, fastest opening lap going 16.4, backing it up 15.9. All right, now, Jeremy, the teal and white car, your fastest car on track. 55 seconds in. Jeremy, Craig, Theo, followed by Sean, Alan, Rich, and Steven, your full running order. Careful in the middle, guys. Middle right. Got just past the minute down. All right, Jeremy currently working on a 22.01 for pace. Craig going 22.16. Theo 21.04. Alan the 20.02. Sean 19.02. Rich 19.07. And Steven 19.16. All right, folks, got minute 40 down. Careful getting onto the straight. All right, minute 45 in, 4:15 remaining. Careful just past that first double, drivers. Getting that cleared up. Jeremy remains your leader. He is now 3.2 ahead of Craig. Craig 2.8 ahead of Theo. Theo 8 seconds up on Rich. Rich 1.1 ahead of Alan. Alan 0.082 ahead of Sean. And Sean 1 second ahead of Steven. Got 3:45 remaining, drivers. Jeremy currently 23.15 for pace. Got Craig 21.02, Theo 21.04, Alan 19.03, Rich 19.07, Sean 19.18, Steven 18.02. 2:30 in, 3:30 remains. The race leader driving teal and white. You see that car come up? Give him a little bit of room. Craig Williamson out there running the pink, white, and blue. You guys might not be familiar with Craig. He's one of our weekday regulars. I've seen him quite a bit. Good to see him out here racing tonight. 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes remain. All right, Jeremy, Craig, Theo, followed by Rich, Alan, Sean, and Steven. Your full order. Go ahead. 2:45 remains. Oh, Jeremy 3.4 ahead of Craig. Craig 4.4 ahead of Theo. Theo 16 ahead of Rich. Rich 11 ahead of Alan. Alan 2 seconds up on Sean. Sean 3 seconds up on Steven. Got 2:25 remaining, racers. First race of the night on track. At Heat 2 coming up next. Okay, folks, we are getting close to 2 minutes remaining. 4 minutes down. Jeremy 22.07, Craig 22.12, Theo 21.02, Rich 2017, Alan 19.15, Sean 19.18, Steven 18.03. 40 to go. JV out front. Teal and white. Craig running the pink, white, and blue. Got Thielen running the yellow car. Running for team highlighter here in 2026. Speaking of 2026, I'm honestly surprised I have not mistakenly written 2025 on anything yet. That's usually a common mistake that gets made towards the beginning of a new year. Nice! That's the ultimate win right there. That's just writing your name down. 45 seconds remain. Jeremy, Craig, Theo, Rich, Alan, Sean, and Steven. Your 4 running order. 40 seconds to go. Oh, yeah, Craig going 16-1 last time by. New PR for him. And Craig taking it over the top spot. This one might come down to the last lap, folks. Got Craig and Jeremy just 3/10 apart. 20 seconds remain. Ten seconds to go. Keep going, keep going. It's going to be close here. It's going to come down to this final lap. That'll be a race, guys. Everybody finished. Got 2 cars finishing at 22:09. Your winner by 1/10 of a second here in round 1, Craig Williamson. Got Jeremy going 2, followed by Theo, Alan, Rich, Sean, and Steven. All right, folks, I'm going to need you to set your cars down. Come on out to turn marshal. Up next, race number 2. And I feel like I said this recently, but I don't want to embarrass a racer before their race. After the race, it's fair game. Well, I mean, wish a big happy birthday to Theo Lynn. So that being said, let's sing them happy birthday, everybody. 1, 2, 3, go! All right. Okay, this is race number 2 on track. Looks like I got everybody up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. All right. We are going racing, drivers. Here we go. All right. This qualifier marks the return of Jason Sullivan. See what Sully can do tonight. Rumor has it, now that Sullivan's back, and we got Omar back, there's going to be a new class. Expermediate. All right, 40 seconds down, drivers. Right now it's Anthony out front, followed by James, Jason, George, Joe, Chloe, and Martin. 45 seconds down. Fastest lap so far. We got James going 15-3, Anthony going 15-3. Everybody else in the 16s at the moment. That's the two young guns out front. Ooh, James going 15-1. That puts him 0.2 of a second ahead. Minute 15 down, 4:45 to go. So your race leader driving the blue and pink car. Second place going to be the gold. Third place, that light blue car of Sophie. 1:30 down, 4:30 to go. James, Jason, George, Anthony, Joe, Chloe, and Martin, your full running order. Got buck 40 down. James currently 2 seconds up on Jason. Jason 0.1 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 0.6 ahead of George. Actually, now we got George 0.5 ahead of Joe. Joe 1.2 ahead of Jason now. Jason 1.7 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.2 ahead of Chloe. We got 2 minutes down, 4 minutes to go. Everyone's still pretty close here. James Colicchio out front, 24-13 for pace. Got Anthony 23-06, George 23-12, Joe 23-13, Jason 22-07, Martin 22-10, and Chloe 22-13. 2:25 down, 3:35 to go. All right, James currently 3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 1.7 up on George. George 1.7 ahead of Joe. Joe 1.7 ahead of Jason. Jason 2.6 ahead of Martin. Martin 2.3 ahead of Chloe. We got 2:50 down, 3:10 to go, drivers. All right, 3 minutes in, 3 minutes to go. Well, trouble for the race leader there, getting caught on his lip for a moment. We will see how that affects things as they cross the line. Careful on the left side of the track. Oh boy. Came over onto the appropriate lane. Thank you, sir. All right, 2:40 remains. Right now it's George, James, Anthony, Joe, Jason, Chloe, and Martin. Quite the hornet's nest starting to gather down the back straight. Kind of a buggy train. Hornet's nest is like a really angry buggy train. 3:45 down, 2:15 to go. James back out front, 23:07. Oh, trouble on the left, trouble on the left. Thank you, sir. Got James 23:07, George 23:12, Anthony 22:01, Jason 22:10, Joe 21:01, Chloe 21:05, Martin 21:12. All right, 1:50 to go, drivers. Minute 40 remains. James 23:07, the pace to watch right now. That's going to be the pink and blue car. George Laxton in the 2 spot right now, driving the purple ride. Anthony in the 3 with the gold car. Minute 25 to go. This is race 2 on track. James, George, Anthony, Jason, Joe, Chloe, and Martin. Minute 10 remains, drivers. You heard the man, 1 minute to go. James 23:06, George 23:15. Got Anthony 22:05, Jason 22:06, Joe 22:16, Chloe 22:17, and Martin 21:11. 40 seconds remain, drivers. Careful, first double, first double. Thank you, thank you. 35 seconds remain. James, George, Anthony, Jason, Chloe, Joe, Martin. Your full order here. 25 seconds left. $15 seconds. Careful with the rollers. Careful with the rollers. Thank you, Theo. Hey, Theo, that little thing to your left, could you flip that upside down, please? Perfect. Thank you, sir. Almost. Rotate it 90 degrees. Perfect. Careful, back straight, back straight. All right, that will be a race, drivers. And it's going to be James Colicchio going 23-12. Got George going 23-14, Jason 22-11, Joe 22-13, Chloe 22-14, Anthony 22-16, and Martin 21-09. All right, folks, moving in the race number 3. I'm going to need all drivers from that group to set your cars down. Come on out, Marshall, please. Race number 3. I'm going to need a little help at that first double, please. If you come out Friday, we'll run 40 plus. But hey, Jason. Oh, old man marshalling spot. Maybe in front of the driver's stand. Or maybe a left. I don't know. That double gets a little dicey sometimes. Jason, you're not that old. I know, sometimes we feel it though. Okay, got everybody checked in. Got my marshals making their way to spots. Careful left side double. Okay, let's go racing. Well, we'll give George a moment here. I want George getting run over. All right. Let's go racing. And let's go on. All right. Got everybody checked in. Careful first double. Oh. Car might be a little slippery. 30 seconds in. All right, so we got Jordan Rivara out front, followed by followed by Brian, Steve, Art, Nelson, Andrew, and Patrick. Still pretty close here, so everybody, shifting spots on the leaderboard rapidly. Got BG now to the top spot. Careful in front of the driver's stand. Left side. Just past 1 minute down. Brian on a 24 flat. Jordan 24.04. Steve 24.07. Art 24.13. Andrew 24.10. Nelson 22.05. Pat going 22.16. Got minute 25 down, 4:35 to go. Buck 30 down, 4:30 remains. Brian 7/10 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.1 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.4 ahead of Art. Art 1.6 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 3 seconds up on Patrick. Got minute 45 down, 4:15 to go. Fast lap so far. 14.5 out of Brian Gross. Yeah, 14.7 from Jordan, 14.8 for Andrew, 15.1 for Art, 15.1 for Nelson. That's Steve doing a 14.6, and Pat going 15.4. 2:05 down, 3:55 remains. BG now 2.5 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.6 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 3.5 ahead of Art. Art 2 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1.7 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.9 ahead of Pat. 3:35 remains, drivers. All right, 2:35 down, 3:25 remains. Race number 3 on track. And heat number 4 coming up next. All right, fast lap looks to remain 14.5 out of BG, 14.7 for Jordan, 14.8 for Andrew, 14.6 for Steve. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. All right, 2:45 remaining. $3.25 in, 2:35 to go. BG now 1.2 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 14.6 that time around. So your race leader running the yellow, blue, white, and orange. Second place going to be red and white. Third place car going to be the white, pink, and gray. At 2:15 to go, drivers. I want to say this is the majority of our truck drivers tonight in this qualifier. Jordan going 14.6. All right, folks, just under 2 minutes remaining. BG 25.14, Jordan 24.02, Andrew 24.03, Nelson 24.13, Art 23.01, Steve 23.11, Patrick 23.13. Got a minute 35 to go. Got race 4 coming up next. Race 4 will be the final heat of 17.5 buggy in round number 1. Minute 20 remains here. BG up by 2 seconds on Jordan. Jordan 0.7 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 7 seconds ahead of Nelson. Nelson 3.5 ahead of Art. Art 4.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 3.7 ahead of Pat. Okay, folks, we are now 5 minutes in. Brian, Jordan, Andrew, Nelson, Art, Steve, and Pat. All right, 40 seconds remaining. BG currently 1.8 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.3 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 6 seconds up on Nelson. Nelson 3.5 ahead of Art. 30 seconds remaining. Well, Gross only car on a 25 lap pace. 25.13. We're bar 24.01 on the verge. Montez 24.04. Nelson 24.12. Got 15 seconds left. Time has expired. Keep on going, drivers. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, Jordan getting caught at the line. 24.01. If this were a main event, BG would be on a victory lap. That'll be your race, guys. Brian going 25.13. Jordan 24.01. Andrew 24.04. Nelson 24.12, Art 23.01, Steve 23.05, Pat 23.09. All right, folks, that will conclude race 3. We are now moving into race number 4. Race number 4, Cole, Lucas, Kevin, Omar, Ryan, George, and John. All right, folks, if you have not heard, Team Associated just announced the highly anticipated B7.1 today. They're saying that hopefully retailers will have them by the end of the month. Sounds a little optimistic, but hashtag 2 weeks. All right, got everybody checked in. All right, got marshals and spots. Drivers, best of luck. We are now going live loop. Oh, new B7.1 coming out. So yeah, it does feature the 3 gear. It also looks to have inverted rear shocks. They have this cute little triangular plate that you bolt onto the AR to simulate more going effect. What else? Yeah, the shock tower's a little different. Also, the front ball stud mount is 2 millimeters lower. Allows you to get an even higher roll center on the front. All right, Cole Wilson out front, 14-1, backing it up a 14-2. Got G. Lynn going 14-5. Lucas going 14-4. Kevin a 14-7. Omar 14-8. Got 55 seconds in, 5:05 to go. Time by John, a 15-5. Ryan going 15-2. Just past 1 minute in. Cole Wilson, 25 flat minutes. Yeah, Lynn 25:04. Lucas 25:09. Kevin 25:11. Omar 24:04. Ryan 23:02. John 23:05. Minute 25 in. 4:35 remains. Cole, George, Lucas, your top 3 falls. Oh, Cole. Oh. Yeah, things changing up a little bit, and then changing back. It's kind of like the weather in Florida or Texas. Changes up real quick and changes right back. 150 down, 4:10 to go. Got Cole 26:13, George 25:02, Lucas 25:13, Kevin also 25:13, Omar 24:05, John 24:14, Ryan 23:10. Careful, first double drivers. That is clear. 2:15 down, 3:45 left. All right, Cole Wilson, 25 flat on the verge of a 26-lap run. That's going to be the blue, pink, and white down the back straight. Got George Lynn in the 2 spot, driving the orange and white. Kevin battling with Lucas. That's going to be the lilac purple versus the white and yellow. Careful getting onto the back straight. All right, pink and blue is your race leader. Good teamwork, guys. All right, we are now 3 minutes down. Okay, I'll say it. 3 minutes left. Oh. Cole bouncing off one of the other cars there. And Art got him pretty much back where he was in terms of track position. Good stuff. Got 2:40 to go. But that is just enough to allow George Lynn to take the 1 spot. Right now it's advantage George 2 seconds. Got Cole 6 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.1 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.1 ahead of Omar. Omar 9 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.5 ahead of John. 2:20 to go, drivers. George 25:03. Cole 25:05. Lucas 24:02. Kevin 24:03. Omar 24:08. Ryan 23:09, John 23:11. Just over 2 minutes left, drivers. We're now 4 minutes in. All right, Lynn 1.4 ahead of Wilson. Wilson 8.4 ahead of Allen. Allen 0.032 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 4.2 ahead of Omar. Omar 9 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.3 ahead of John. 1:40 to go, drivers. All right, George currently 1.3 ahead of Cole. Got Cole 9 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.04 ahead of Kevin. It's going to be one of those battles that's going to come down to the final lap here. Minute 20 remains. George 0.9 ahead of Cole. All right, just over 1 minute remains. George, Cole, Lucas, Kevin, Omar, Ryan, John. George 0.2 ahead of Cole. Cole 10 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.8 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 5 ahead of Omar. Omar lap up on Ryan. Ryan 0.7 ahead of John. 45 seconds. Thirty-five seconds remain. Seconds to go. This time by George 0.3 ahead of Cole. Got Lucas 0.1 ahead of Kevin. All right, that will be a race, guys. It's going to be George going 25.03, Cole 25.04, Lucas 24 flat, Kevin 24.01, Omar 24.07, Ryan 23.08, John 23.11. Okay, now moving our way into race number 5. All right, 13-5 truck. I'll be Andrew, Brian, George, Pat, Art, Steve, Nelson, Jordan. If I get all my drivers from my previous group, I'm going to need your help. All right, I'm going to need all my drivers from the last group. I'm going to need your help. Dude, you broke the, you know what? He broke it off. All right, got everybody checked in. Got our marshals out here at the track repairs. All right. Well, maybe a quick adjustment here. It looks like a possible slipper adjustment going down. Hey, that's not the right side. Oh, wait. Maybe it is. I don't know. Get my cars mixed up here. Okay. We're going racing. This is truck. Final race of round 1. After this, we'll take a very short break and go right back into round 2. 14-8, Jordan 15-4, Art 16-7, Patrick 16-1, Steve 16-1, Art 16-7, Andrew 16-8, Jordan going 15-4. All right, we're 35 seconds in. Race leader going to be BG, dropping the yellow, orange, blue, and white. Okay, we're 50 seconds in. Brian, 25-13 for pace. Jordan, 23-03. Patrick, 23-05. Steve, 23-08. Andrew, 22-02. Art, 22-07. Nelson, 22-15. And George, 21-02. Jordan going 15-1 that time by bringing it into 24-lap territory. Right now, your race leader, BG, 25-lap pace in the works. At a minute 25 in. Brian, Jordan, Patrick, Steve, Art, Andrew, Nelson, and George. Your 4 running order here. Yeah, race leader up on click for a moment. Oh, Jordan goes for a tumble. Omar there to help them both out. Minute 50 down, 4:10 remaining. We'll see how this affects the running order, if it does. Yes, Brian still holding on, 24-14. Got Pat going 23-06. Steve 23-06. Andrew 23-08. Art 23-12. Jordan 23-15. Nelson 22-02. George 21-01. Got 2:15 down, 3:45 remaining. Brian, Steve, Pat, Andrew, Art, Jordan, Nelson, and George. Your 4 running order. 2:30 down, 3:30 remain. Got 2:45 in, 3:15 remaining. BG 4.3 ahead of Steve, Steve 0.2 ahead of Pat, Pat 0.2 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1 ahead of Jordan, Jordan 0.015 ahead of Art, Art 1.4 ahead of Nelson, Nelson 10 ahead of George. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. BG currently 24:09, Pat 23:07, Steve 23:07 as well. Andrew 23:08, Jordan 23:09, Art 23:10, Nelson 23:14, George 21:13. So 2 through 6 right now. Total split time about 1.4 seconds. 3:30 in, 2:30 to go. So BG only trucking the 14th here. BG going 14.7 for a hot lap. Got Andrew 15.0, Jordan 15.1, Pat 15.2, Art just now going 15.1. Steve at 15.5, Nelson 15.4. 2 minutes remain. All right, I believe Andrew Montes is going to be the lucky buyer of Mike Hughes' old stadium truck. Hot topic in the pits this week was how quickly that truck went. Yeah, I saw the post like a half hour after he posted it, and it was long gone. So 15 minutes is official time on the market. Minute 20 remaining. Brian 24:12, Pat 23:06, Jordan 23:06, Andrew 23:08, Art 23:10, Nelson 23:10, Steve 23:12, George 21:08. We're now 5 minutes in. Brian 7 seconds ahead of Pat, Pat 0.2 ahead of Jordan, Jordan 2.6 ahead of Andrew, Andrew 0.3 ahead of Nelson, Nelson 0.4 ahead of Art, Art 1.8 ahead of Steve, Steve a lap up on George. 45 seconds remain, drivers. 35 seconds left. Seconds to go. This time by Jordan, 1 second ahead of Pat. Pat 3 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.6 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.1 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.1 ahead of Art. Oh, 5 seconds left, drivers. Keep on going. Keep going. Good teamwork. And that will be a race. BG 24-14. Jordan 2304, Pat doing 2308, Nelson at 2309, Andrew 2310, Art 2312, Steve 2315, and George 2103. Okay, race number 1, round number 2, going to be Craig, Jeremy, Theo, Alan, Rich, Sean, and Steven. Get you guys up here in just a moment. All right, we'll be racing this Friday. We'll also be racing on road this Sunday. Yes, on road back to its regularly scheduled race day. Possibly. Well, let's just go normal tonight. Because Wednesday's not usually an issue. Well, I don't know, trial run. No trial run. If I do a trial run, I want to do it on a Friday night. That way everyone gets used to it. Hey guys, can we get all cars stopped for a moment, please? All cars stopped for a moment. Got a little track maintenance to take care of real quick. All right, with that being said, let's get the rest of our truck crew out here, please. Truck crew. All right, get all my truck drivers out here, Sir Marshall, please. I think I might be missing a couple. All right, so our starting lineup here for round number 2. It's going to be Craig 1, Jeremy 2, Theo 3, Alan 4, Rich 5, Sean 6, and Steven 7. All right. Gonna get this show on the road with Craig. Jeremy. Theo. Alan. Rich. Sean. And Steve. We're 35 seconds in. Jeremy with the fastest opening lap going 16-1. Got Craig at 16-7. Theo going 17-1. All right, drivers got some leaders coming up on traffic already, so work together, work together. Got a variety of different skill levels in this race. All right, so it's going to be Jeremy currently out front on a 23-14 for pace. Got Craig in the 2 spot, followed by Sean, Steven, Rich. Actually, things changing up quite a bit. Okay, I think Jeremy missed a lap there. All right, so we got Jeremy, Theo, Craig, followed by Sean, Steven, Rich, and Alan. All right, now Jeremy 2202, Theo 2102, Craig 2104, Sean 2017, Steven 1918, Rich 1813, Alan 1818. Fast lap so far gonna be a 15.8 from Craig. 16.1 for Jeremy, 16.6 for Theo. Everybody else 17s and 18s. 210 down, 350 remains. Jeremy currently 4 seconds ahead of Theo. Theo 1 ahead of Craig. Craig 9 ahead of Sean. Sean 4.5 ahead of Steven. Steven 2.5 ahead of Rich. Rich 1.1 ahead of Alan. Got 3:30 to go, racers. Jeremy going 16.0 that time by. Race leader currently going to be the teal and white. Second place, Craig going to be the pink, white, and blue. Theo Lind in the 3 spot, highlighter yellow. Okay, folks, we are now approaching 3 minutes down and 3 minutes to go. Craig once again resetting fast time, 15.7. All right, got 3:15 down, 2:45 remaining. Oh, Jeremy 2201, Craig at 2211, Theo 2105, Sean 19 flat, Rich 1907, Steven 1913, and Alan 1918. Got 2:30 remaining. $2:20 to go. Oh, you got someone jumping in late. Okay. Unfortunately, Andrew missing the first 4 minutes of his qualifier. Got Jeremy holding it down, 2201. Craig going 2208. Theo 2104. Sean 2016. Rich 1903. Steven 1908. Alan 1918. Well, thankfully, to the folks who are not going to have the benefit of a good qualifier, we are doing bump ups tonight. That means you can bump your way from the D main all the way to the A main. Potentially. Got 4:30 down, 1:30 to go. Jeremy, Craig, Theo, Sean, Rich, Steven, Alan, and Andrew. All right, we got a minute to go, drivers. Jeremy, 2204. Craig, 2212. Theo, 2105. Sean, 2014. Rich, 1903. Steven, 1909. Alan, 1910. 45 seconds remain. Jeremy currently 4 seconds ahead of Craig. Craig 7 ahead of Theo. Theo will lap up on Sean. Sean 6 ahead of Rich. Rich almost 6 ahead of Steven, and Steven 3 ahead of Alan. 25 seconds remain, drivers. Keep going, drivers, keep going. Careful, back straight, back straight. Be careful on the back straight. Okay, and that will be a race. Give me Jeremy going 22:06, Craig at 22:14, Theo 21:03, Sean 21:13, Rich 19:06, Stephen 19:16, Alan 19:18. Andrew getting 10 laps in the books. So since Andrew missed us singing Happy Birthday to Theo, he will now have to sing Happy Birthday to Theo all by himself. It will be live on Facebook and YouTube. Just kidding. Okay, let's get all of our drivers from that last group out here. All my drivers from the last group out here at Turner Marshall. This is race number 2 on track. James, George, Jason, Joe, Chloe, Anthony, and Martin. If I get all my drivers from the last race, please. Okay, starting order here is going to be James 1, George 2, Jason 3, Joe 4, Chloe 5, Anthony 6, Martin 7. All right, folks, it is going to be James on the Tony. George, Jason, Joe, Chloe, Anthony, Martin. All right, we got George at 16-0, Jason 16-1, Joe 16-2, Chloe 17-2, James 19, Anthony 19, Martin going 18-1. 30 seconds in. Got James with 15-5, looking alive. George going 15-9. All right, we're 50 seconds in, 5:10 remaining. Oh, we got James bringing it down to 15-2. All right, Anthony going 15-1 that time by. All right, a minute 10 down, 4:50 to go. It is George, Joe, James, Chloe, Anthony, Jason, and Martin. So we got George 23:08, Joe 23:15, James 22:01, Anthony 22:02, Chloe 22:04, Jason 22:08, Martin 22:15. Everybody in this run group 22 laps or faster. Minute 40 down. George Laxton going 15-5 that time around. Okay, we got 2 minutes in, 4 minutes remaining. George Laxton out front. He's 1.4 ahead of James. Got James 1 ahead of Jason. Jason 0.1 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 2.1 ahead of Joe. Joe 0.6 ahead of Martin. And Martin 3 ahead of Chloe. 340 lap drivers. Now 2:30 in, 3:30 to go. James going 15-1 that last time around. New fast lap. Careful on the back straight. That is clear. Right now it is James to the front. Oh, now George taking it right back. That's how close it is here in heat number 2. Let these cars cross one more time here. Right now it's going to be George, 23-12, Jason, 23-13, James, 22-03, Martin, 22-09, Chloe, 21 flat, Joe, 21-01, and Anthony, 21-01. 2:45 remains, drivers. Cool. All right, 3:35 down, 2:25 to go. Careful on the back straight, back straight, back straight. Go inside. That is clear. All right, we're 3:50 down, 2:10 to go. That's Sully out front. Jason Sullivan on a 23-12. George going 23-12 as well. Got James 23-15, Joe 22-17, Martin 21-02, Chloe 21-05, Anthony on a 20 at the moment. Oh. I hate it when that happens. I think that's happened to us all before. A minute 40 remaining, drivers. Minute 30 to go. Jason Sullivan out front. 23-12 in the works. Wow, he's just half a second ahead of James right now. James 0.3 ahead of George. George lap up on Martin. Martin 1.2 ahead of Joe. Joe 3 ahead of Chloe. Chloe 13 ahead of Anthony. At just over a minute, drivers. Remember, it being One Class Wednesday, even if you have 2 bad qualifiers, still got the main event. And we are doing bump ups tonight. Transferring the top cars from the lower mains forward. 45 seconds to go. And right now it's James taking the top spot, 23-10. Jason 23-12. George 23-13. Martin 22-16. Joe 21-01. Chloe 21-10. And Anthony 20-07. At 25 seconds remaining. Go. 15 seconds left. Five seconds remain, drivers. Keep on going. Keep going. Cool. It's broken. Oh, middle. Oh, he was done, so. Okay, that'll be a race, everybody. So it is going to be James going 23:08, Jason 23:12, George 23:13, Martin 21:09, Chloe 21:10. All right, I'm going to need all the drivers from that last race to come on out and turn marshal. Up next is heat number 3, Brian, Jordan, Andrew, Nelson, Art, Steve, and Pat. All right, need a little help on the left, please. I need all of my drivers from the previous group, please. That is going to be James, Jason, George, Martin, Chloe, Joe, and Anthony. George, can I get you over here, please? All right, starting lineup for this one. BG 1, Jordan 2, Andrew 3, Nelson 4, Art 5, Steve 6, Pat 7. We're going racing with BG on the tone. Jordan, Andrew, Nelson, Art, Steve, and Pat. All right, we're 15 seconds in. That's Steve going fastest opening lap out of 15.2. Jordan going 14.9. Nelson a 14.8. Just 45 seconds in here. 2 laps in for all cars. Steve Leong out front, 24 laps in the works. 1 minute down, 5 minutes left. Steve, Jordan, Nelson, Pat, Brian, Art, and Andrew. All right, 1 minute 20 down, 4:40 remaining. There we go, BG getting into the 14s there. 1 minute 30 down, 4:30 left. Jordan out front, going 14.9 that time by. He's on 24.04. Got Nelson currently 24.08. Got Pat 23.02, Andrew 23.03, Brian 23.05, Art 23.06, and Steve 22.03. We're approaching 2 minutes down, drivers. Fastest lap being reset, Brian Gross, 14.709. Got 14.8s from Jordan and Nelson, 14.9 from Andrew, 14.9 from Steve, 15.2 for Art and Pat. Got 3:45 remaining. Careful getting onto the back straight. Oh, careful getting onto the back straight. That is clear. BG going 14.5. Looking alive. Oh, almost saved it. Got 3:25 remaining here. Got Jordan out front. That is going to be the pink, gray, and white car. Second place, Nelson B. It's going to be black and copper. Third place, Andrew Montez, the red and white. We are 3 minutes down with 3 minutes to go. Jordan Ribara going 14.799. All right, a number of people saying happy birthday to Theo in the live stream chat. Mike Rulis, Cody Kirk, and Mark Panday all wishing Theo Lynn a happy birthday. Got 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. Jordan Ribara going 14.6 that time by. That will put his pace at 24.01. Got Nelson 24.04, Andrew 24.09, BG 23 flat, Steve 23.03, Art 23.03, Pat going 22.03. Just over 2 minutes remaining, drivers. 4 minutes down, All right, 1:55 to go. Oh, looks like Anthony's mechanic might not be pleased. 1:45 to go, drivers. Jordan going 14-6 that time around. Guy Jordan 24 flat, Nelson 24.03, Andrew 24.07, Brian 24.13, Steve 24.15, Art 23.06, Pat going 23.16. 1:15 to go, drivers. All right, 1:05 remains. Jordan, Nelson, Andrew, Brian, Steve, Art, Pat. Jordan 25 lap pace now, 25.14. Nelson 24.03, Andrew 24.09, Brian 24.11, Steve 24.14, Art 23.06, Pat 23.14. 40 seconds to go. Thirty seconds remain. 20 seconds left. Five seconds remain. Keep on going, drivers. Keep on going. Ooh, Jordan gets caught. 24 flat. Two more. And that will be a race, drivers. Jordan Navarre going 24 flat. Nelson 24.02, Andrew 24.08.0, Brian 24.08.4, Steve 24.11, Art 23.05, Pat 23.10. All right, folks, we are now moving into race number 4. Okay, this is going to be George, Cole, Lucas, Kevin, Omar, Ryan, John. Yeah. This is like the expert group. If you can be ready in less than 30 seconds and don't touch anybody else, those are your 2 conditions. All right, I am looking for some turn marshals, please. If I can get some turn marshals out to the track at this time. All right. Most of my marshals out here. Andrew, your 30 seconds is up. Okay. All right. This one's going to be George 1, Cole 2, Lucas 3, Kevin 4, Omar 5, Ryan 6, and John 7. George, Cole, Lucas, Kevin, Omar, Ryan, and John. All right, Cole starts off 14-1, George 14-6, Lucas 14-8, Ryan 14-9, Kevin 14-9, John 15-1, Omar 15-2. 35 seconds in the books. All right, Cole Wilson out front, 2 laps in the books, 26:09 for current pace. Got Kevin in the 2, battling with Ryan. Ryan and Kevin both 25:14 at the moment. Lucas 24:01, Omar 24:02, George 24:09, John 24:14. Minute 5 down, 4:55 remains. Fastest lap so far, 14:1 out of Cole Wilson. Got 14:4 for George. Oh, that's LT Gray. I didn't even know he was here. Yeah, shut up. There we go. Oh, all right, minute 40 in. See, Tony might be doing a few extra laps after everyone else has concluded. Tony with the ultimate arrive and drive. I mean, this is the last possible qualifier he could have been in, and he was still a minute late. That's like as late as you can get on the arrive and drive. But better late than never, as they say. All right, we got 2:15 down, 3:45 remaining. So we got Cole Wilson out front, 26:09 for pace. George 25:09. Kevin 25:12. Lucas 24:01. Omar 24:05. Ryan 24:09. John 24:15. We got Tony out there just getting warmed up. This is his practice run right now. Although Tony just went at 14:9. Watch out. 2:50 down, 3:10 to go. All right, 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Cole currently 6 seconds up on George. George 0.4 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.7 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 2.2 ahead of Omar. Omar 2.4 ahead of John. John 0.7 ahead of Ryan. And Ryan 4 seconds ahead of Tony. Yeah, 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. All right, Omar going 14:6. Lucas going 14:7. 3:45 down, 2:15 to go. All right, 4 minutes down, drivers. Cole out front, 26:10. George 25:07. Kevin 25:10. Lucas 24 flat. Omar 24:04. Ryan 24:10. John 23:06. And Tony 23:06. John 23:10. Minute 40 to go, drivers. All right, a minute 25 remaining here. Cole, George, Kevin, Lucas, Omar, Ryan, Tony, and John. Minute 10 to go. All right, drivers, we are now 5 minutes in. Cole 26:10, George 25:07, Kevin 25:10, Lucas 25:13, Omar 24:04, Ryan 24:08, Tony almost on a 24, and John on a 23:09. 45 seconds left, drivers. 5 seconds left. Careful on the left side, guys. Left side double. 15 seconds left. Keep on going, drivers. 5 seconds to go. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I think Tony's going to get an extra lap or two. It's okay, Tony. Nobody's watching. Nobody's paying attention. You're not the only car on the track. Okay, I've been lying for the last 30 seconds. Keep going, Tony. Tony, on a 24-lap pace here. All right, keep going. No pressure, none at all. All right, I think this will be the last lap. Race the line, Tony. All drivers are finished. So Cole going 26:10, George 25:07, Kevin 25:10, Lucas 25:12, Omar 24:04, Ryan 24:10, Tony 24:13, and John 23:12. All right. This is the computer response. Here we go. Going into race 5. That will be truck. Got a truck? You're in luck. Hey, George, are you going to be able to stay for the man? Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right, folks. So time's now 7:52. We will get the main event started. I want to say 8:05 right now. No later than 8:10. Be ready at 8:05. That might be cutting a little close. Yeah, 8:10, 8:10. I think 8:10 is fair. PG, are you adjusting or is your slipper actually coming loose? New tires? Okay. Man, I don't remember what it's like to adjust the clutch. I run lockout. All right, folks. Grid for this one. Give me BG1, Jordan 2, Patrick 3, Nelson 4, Andrew 5, Art 6, Steve 7, George 8. BG, Jordan, Pat, Nelson, Andrew, Art, Steve, and George. All right, we got BG going 15-2 on the opening pass. Andrew 15-3, Steve 15-6, Pat 15-7, Nelson 15-8. Lap 2, got Brian going 15-0, Andrew 15-2. Man, Andrew's first night on the truck, 15-2. Nice. All right, we got 55 down, 5:05 remaining. All right, so BG 24:08. Got Andrew going 24:14. Steve at 23, now at 24:15. Art 23:06. Nelson 23:13. Jordan 23:15. Pat 22:07. George 21:06. Fastest lap so far going to be a 15:0 for BG. I see BG dip his toes into the 14s, maybe. Oh, there it is, 14.9. Doing just fine. So we got about 45 down, 4:15 remaining. Right now it is Brian Gross going 24:10. He is 9/10 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 7/10 ahead of Steve. Steve 8/10 ahead of Art. Art 1.2. Now 1 second ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.02 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 2 seconds ahead of Pat. And Pat 5 seconds ahead of George. 2:05 down, 3:55 remains. Andrew 15:0 last time by, backs it up to 15.5. I believe this is Andrew's stadium truck debut. He is a truck guy, however, a long-time short course racer. I remember Andrew Montez, Barry Soffit, two of the short course long haul drivers. Yeah, 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. Not today. He says he's had a lot of work lately. This is a good thing. All right, 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. So BG 24:07. AM Andrew Montez going 24:09. AC Art Cardinale 23:03. Nelson going 23:05. Jordan 23:05 as well. Steve, you guessed it, 23:05. Got Patrick going 23:08. And George going 21:13. 3:30 down, drivers. 2:30 to go. All right, 2:15 remaining. Brian, oh, okay, Cardinale up to the 2 spot now. So Brian 7 ahead of Art, half a second ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2/10 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 2 seconds up on Pat. Pat 0.2 ahead of Steve. Steve half a second ahead of Nelson. Nelson a lap up on George. Got 1:45 remaining here. Brian, Art, Andrews, Jordan, Pat, Nelson, Steve, and George, your full running order. In truck. Mid-pack battle still going strong. Art hold down the 2 spot, 0.7 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1 ahead of Pat. Pat 1.2 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.4 ahead of Steve. So yeah, 2 through 6, all within just a couple of seconds. Make that 2 through 7. So Montez back up to the 2, 5 minutes down. Brian, Andrew, Jordan, Pat, Art, Steve, Nelson, George. This time around, BG 9.4 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.4 ahead of Art. Art 0.3 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.6 ahead of Pat. Pat 5 ahead of Nelson. Nelson lap up on George. 35 seconds remain. This will be our final qualifier of the night. We'll get the main event started 8:10. 8:10 at the latest. Seconds. Oh, careful up front, rollers. Careful up front. Oh, it's broke. It's broke. Oh, man. All comes to break, too. Last lap. And that will be a race. Brian Gross did not finish his final lap, but he still won the round. 23,552. Got Jordan 2302, Art 2307, Steve 2307, Andrew also 2307, Pat going 2310, Nelson 2311, George 2109. All right, guys, give me just a minute and I'll get the main events put together here. Holy hamburgers. We got 30 entries in buggy tonight. How about that? All right, so let's see. Okay, so we got down to an E-main tonight. So E-main gonna be Martin, Sean, Alan, Rich, Stephen, Andrew. D-main, Jeremy, Craig, Joe, Chloe, Anthony, Theo. C-main, Art, James, Patrick, John, Jason, George. B-main, Nelson, Omar, Andrew, Ryan, Steve, Tony. A-main tonight going to be Cole, George, Kevin, Lucas, Brian, and Jordan. Then we got truck, of course. So we'll get the first main started at 8:10. That's going to be our E-main. Martin, Sean, Alan, Rich, Stephen, Andrew. All right, we're going to take one bump up from the E-main. Then everything else we'll be able to take two bump ups. So one bump up from the E-main, two from everything else. All right, guys, get this show on the road about 6.5 minutes. It's time for the main event. So our first main tonight is going to be Martin, Sean, Alan, Rich, Stephen, and Andrew Ivanova. Turn marshals will be truck. All right, I am looking for my truck drivers to marshal this race. You need oil in your shocks? Nah, you don't need oil in your shocks. That's overrated. Oh. All right, looking for my truck, guys. I'm going to need a few more marshals on track, please. Use one in front of the driver's stand, maybe one on the left side. Oh, we got Nelson over there. So, yeah, use one in front of the driver's stand, though. Lineup for this one is going to be Martin on the 1, Sean on the 2, Alan 3, Rich 4, Stephen 5, Andrew 6. Martin on the 1, Sean 2, Alan 3, Rich 4, Stephen 5, Andrew 6. All right, so the winner of this one gets to race in the next race. That's our D-main coming up next. All right, folks, grid is set. Drivers ready. We're going. Oh, it's set to 8 minutes. Hold on a sec. Let me fix that. All right. I like longer races personally. But. All right, we are going racing in less than 5. And they are off. It is going to be Martin Arroyo with the best start. It definitely helps when you start on the front row. Well, you still got to execute, and so far, Martin Arroyo doing just that. Got Rich right up to the 2 spot, Sean in the 3, followed by Andrew, Alan, and Stevens. 30 seconds down, 5:30 remains. Martin Arroyo, your race leader, driving the purple and silver with the blue windows. So, as you guys know, I usually run a white car. That way I can see it. I used to run a white car with blue windows. I think that might make a comeback sometime this year in 2026. Now 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go. Right now it's Martin, Rich, Sean, Andrew, Stephen, Allen. Winner of this one gets to keep on racing. Everyone else gets the turn marshal. Minute 15 down, 4:45 remains. $1.30 down, 4:30 left. It's going to be Andrew Ivanova now, taking over the top spot. So Andrew driving the blue car, light blue. Martin Arroyo, 2 spot, driving the purple and silver. Third place runner going to be Sean Torres. He is running the green, yellow, red, white, blue. 2:15 down, 3:45 left. All right, Andrew said fast time, 16:1. Got Martin 16:3, Sean 16:9, Rich 17:1, Steven 17:9. 3:30 to go, drivers. $2.45 in, $3.15 to go. Andrew, Martin, Sean, Rich, Steven, Allen, your full running order. All right, we got 3:15 down, 2:45 to go. Andrew, Martin, Sean, Rich, Steven, and Allen. So Andrew currently 11 seconds up on the field. Got Martin 2.9 ahead of Sean. Sean 4.5 ahead of Rich. Rich 8 seconds up on Steven. Steven 3.5 ahead of Allen. Got 2:20 remaining. And we got our D main event coming up next. Minutes down, 2 minutes remaining. All right, gaps are building here. Got Andrew 12 ahead of Martin, Martin 7 ahead of Sean, Sean 4.5 ahead of Rich, Rich 11 up on Allen, and Allen now 1.4 ahead of Steven. Minute 40 remains, drivers. Andrew Ivanova, new fast lap, 15:7. Minute 20 remains. All right, Andrew currently 14 seconds up on Martin. Martin 9.3 ahead of Sean. Sean 9.7 ahead of Rich. Rich 4.7 ahead of Allen. And Allen 8 seconds up on Steven. Now 40 seconds remaining, racers. Seconds to go. Seconds remain. It's like Andrew Ivanova is going to get the bump up to the D-main event, which is coming up next. Time is about to expire. Be a race. It's going to be Andrew making it to the D-main event. Podium for this one will be Martin, Sean, and Rich. Please grab your cars and head to the podium for a quick picture.
0, 0, 0, 0.
Yes, the code is 00000. Podium, Martin, Sean, Rich. go of our drivers to the racetrack, please. All right, I got Sean out here. I got Steven out here. I got someone down here too. Okay, got Martin. I need a little more help. All right, Marshall's are here. It's going to be Jeremy on the 1 spot, Craig 2, Joe 3, Chloe 4, Anthony 5, Theo 6, and Andrew. Hurricane Andrew on the number 7. Going racing, less than 5. Here we go. Come on the other side. Thank you, thank you. Well, it's going to be Jeremy out front. JV leading the way. Got Chloe up to the 2, Craig in the 3. Followed by Andrew, Joe, Theo, and Anthony. Oh no, trouble for Anthony. Oh man. Got 35 seconds in. Right now, Jeremy, 1.3 ahead of Chloe. Chloe is 1 second ahead of Craig. Craig, 1.5 ahead of Andrew. Andrew, 2.6 ahead of Joe. Joe, 2.3 ahead of Theo. All right, 1 minute down, 5 minutes to go. Looks like Williamson up to the 2 spot. 110 down, 450 remaining. Go. God, Jeremy, Craig, Chloe, Andrew, Joe, and Theo, your full running order. Oh, a little trouble for Craig. Help in the middle, help in the middle. $135 in, $425 to go. $150 down, 410 remaining. Right now, Jeremy out front, driving the teal to white fade. Got Gross in the 2, followed by Ivanova, Colicchio, Williamson, and Lynn. Fastest lap, we got 16.0 for Chloe, 16.1 for Jeremy, 16.2 for Andrew, 15.9 for Joe. Got Craig also 15.9, and Theo 16.3. 225 down, 335 left. All right, Jeremy, Chloe, Andrew, Joe, Craig, Theo, Anthony, your full running order. So we got 245 down, 315 to go. Straightaway, careful, back straight, back straight. Careful on the back straight, drivers. That is clear. Ah, 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go here. Battle going down there for the 4 spot, Craig and Chloe. Everybody else at least 3 seconds apart. Oh, Joe getting it wrong there. Careful on the left, careful on the left. Oh no, Andrew Ivanova has lost a wheel. Oh, careful, Beth, careful. Oh man, Andrew Gonna have an unscheduled pit stop here. Oh, got a wheel on the track. 2:10 remaining. Ivanova looking to put that car back on course. Get that wheel reattached there. Ah, man, we gotta get you set up with a wheel wrench, like a real one. Minute 50 to go, drivers. Maybe I should give Andrew a wheel wrench for Theo's birthday. That makes a lot of sense, right? Minute 35 remaining here. 1:25 to go. Jeremy currently 4.9 ahead of Joe. Got Joe 1.8 ahead of Craig. Craig 2.8 ahead of Chloe. Chloe 5.8 ahead of Theo. And Theo lap up on Andrew. Got just over a minute, drivers. And we got Gross with the new fast lap, 15.9. Oh, that was actually a PR fast lap. We got Craig going 15.5 for overall fast lap. 45 seconds to go. Oh, one more time, one more time. 35 seconds left. 30 to go. And these are down the back straight. 20 seconds to go. All right, now all Theo wants for his birthday is not to get live. 10 seconds remaining. All right, race to the line, drivers. Okay, that will be a race. So Jeremy, actually Jeremy and Craig both making it to the next race up. Podium tonight, and Theo, Chloe, Joe, Theo, to the podium, please. Oh, somebody lost a fan. Whose motor's hot? Right? Whose motor's hot? All right, podium is going to be Chloe, Joe, Theo. Let's get all three of you to the podium, please. And if I can get one of my esteemed colleagues to push the button on the phone. All right, this is our C main event. So turn marshals for this one. Can I get Anthony, Andrew, Theo, Joe, and Chloe? I'm going to need your help. What happened to Sullivan's ride? What did you run over? Looks like you're back. Wait. Oh, yeah, you did run over something. Okay. Okay, we got our marshals making their way to spots. All right, line up for this one. We're going to put Art on the one. James on the 2, Pat 3, John 4, Jason 5, George 6, Jeremy 7, Craig on the 8. All right, folks, grid is set, drivers ready. We're going racing in less than 5. Here we go. That's going to be James out to a quick start. Cardinale right there with him, Pat also right there. Meanwhile, oh, the rest of the pack is a hornet's nest right now. Clean it up, guys, clean it up. 25 seconds in. Back James, just ahead of Art, just ahead of Pat. A little bit of a gap back to Craig. 35 seconds in, 5:25 to go. All right, Theo cheering on his fellow drivers. 45 down, 5:15 to go. Trouble for John. The leader's already approaching traffic here. Our C-Bane event here on Wednesday night. 110 down, 4:50 to go. James a little off trajectory there. James, don't let R5, but give me a quick stop and go when you have a chance. Yes, I'll suffice. Got James, Art, Pat, your top 3, followed by Craig, Jeremy, George, John, and Jason. Oh, we got leaders coming up on Jeremy next. Oh. 145 down, 4:15 to go. Tough luck for James there. He's going to kick him back to the 3 spot. Oh, Patrick making the move. They're getting it just a little bit wrong. 2 minutes down, 4 minutes remain. Right now, it is Pat out front, just ahead of Art by 0.3 of a second. Got Art 2 seconds ahead of James. James about 7 ahead of Craig. Got Craig 6 ahead of John. John 2.5 ahead of George. Careful, John through the first double. 2:20 down, 3:40 to go. Art and Patrick still close, making their way over the rollers here. Top spot, Brill right behind them. You guys got James about 2.8 seconds back. 2:35 in, 3:25 to go. Race leaders in the middle of the track, making their way over the left double. Around the horseshoe. And down the back straight they go. Ooh. Art going 15-1 that time around. And I believe that is, well, actually, James Colicchio holding down fast lap out of 15-0. Go. Trouble for Art. So Pat making his way to the top spot, now 1.9 ahead of James. Got James 0.9 ahead of Art. Art, about a lap up on Craig here. Not quite, not quite. Oh, we got Craig 5.4 ahead of John. John 1.4 ahead of George. George 2 ahead of Jason. Jason 5 ahead of Jeremy. Got 2:20 remaining. Race leader is the blue and green. You see that car, give him some room. He's on a good run. Second place is the car with no body shell. He lost that earlier in the race. No need. All right, 4 minutes in, 2 minutes to go. Pat 1.2 ahead of James. James 0.3 ahead of Art. That's the last spot in the B-Man those guys are fighting for. All right, second and third making their way by Craig here. Now 1:40 to go, drivers. Top 3 cars all close. Trouble on the left side, left side. Careful on the left, everybody. All right. 1:30 to go. So it's going to be Art to the top spot, just ahead of James. Got Patrick 2 seconds up the road. Minute 20 to go. Leaders down the back straight now. Multicolored D, white, yellow, orange, and black, your leader. Second place is the car with no body shell. Third place runner going to be blue and green. If you see any of those cars, give them room. Just over 1 minute remains, drivers. Art 0.6 ahead of James. James 2.9 ahead of Pat. Pat will lap up on John. John 1.2 ahead of Craig. Craig 0.3 ahead of George. George 0.9 ahead of Jason. 45 seconds remain. Cardinale now 8/10 up. Careful on the left. Careful on the left. That is clear. Oh, careful getting onto the back straight, guys. All right, that blue and green car, let him go when you get a chance. 25 seconds remain. $15 seconds to go. Art, 0.6 ahead of James. James 3.2 ahead of Pat. Pat will lap up on John. 5 seconds to go. And time will expire. They will get caught. So Art and James to the B-main event. And all right, so Art and James, get ready for the B-main. Podium for this group will be Patrick, John, and George. The rest of the order is Craig, Jason, and Jeremy. All right, folks, it is now time for race number 4, our B-main. All right, drivers in this one, Nelson, Omar, Andrew, Ryan, Steve, Tony, Art, and Jay. Mr. Cardinale, can I get you across the line? Cool. Okay, I'm going to need my drivers for my last group. I'm looking for Jeremy, Jason, Craig, George, John, and Pat. I need your help, guys. I need a turn marshal in front of the driver's stand. I need a turn marshal on the left side of the track. All right, I may need a turn marshal on the left side of the track. Let's see who's missing. Okay, got John and Jill making their way out. Good stuff. Let's see. Maybe one more on the left would be great. All right, so starting order for this one going to be Nelson on the 1, Omar 2, Andrew 3, Brian 4, Steve 5, Tony 6, Art 7, James 8. All right, folks, grid is almost set. Drivers, that's the block. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. All right, Tony and James with great starts here. Yeah, Nelson out front, Omar in the 2, followed by Tony, James, Art. then Andrew. Yeah, 25 seconds down, 5:35 to go. All right, Nelson B out front, looking pretty solid so far. A little bit of a gap back to Omar. So Nelson 2.4 ahead of Omar. Omar 0.8 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.9 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.9 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.6 ahead of Tony. Tony 0.7 ahead of James. And James was 0.3 ahead of Art. We got minute 5 down, 4:55 remaining. So minute 15 down, 4:45 remains. Nelson B out front, 2.3 ahead of Omar Manansala. Omar 1.1 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.6 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.6 ahead of Steve. 1.1 back to Tony. Tony 1 second ahead of James. James 3.5 ahead of Art. Buck 40 down. Looks like our fastest lap so far going to be a 14.7 out of Nelson. 14.8 from Omar. 14.8 for Tony. 14.6 for Steve. That is the fastest lap of the race. Montez going 14.7 that last time by. We got 2 minutes down, drivers. 4 minutes remain. Nelson, Omar, Andrew, followed by Steve, Tony, Ryan, James, and Art. At 2:20 down, 3:40 to go. Nelson currently 2 seconds up on Omar. Omar 1.3 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 3.4 ahead of Tony. Tony having a flip there. That's going to allow Ryan and Steve by. Let Steve having a moment there. That's going to allow Tony back through. Oh, Tony going wide there. Got 3:15 to go. Nelson going 14.5 last time by. Looking alive. 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. Nelson, Omar, Andrew, Ryan, Steve, James, Tony, and Art. Got 3:10 down, 2:50 to go. All right, Nelson, Omar, Andrew, Ryan, Steve, James, Tony, and Art. So we got 3:30 down, 2:30 remaining. Up next is going to be our A main event. Top 2 in this one going to transfer up to that race. All right, now Nelson and Omar occupying those 2 spots. At 2:10 to go, drivers. This time around, Nelson 3.5 ahead of Omar. Omar 3.8 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.8 on Steve. Steve 1.7 ahead of James. James 0.1 ahead of Tony. Tony 2.1 ahead of Art. All right, drivers, a minute 45 remains. And Tony making the move there on Colicchio. A minute 35 to go. Nelson, your race leader through the middle portion, over that left double. He's led this one from the get-go, from the gate drop, so he is looking prime to make that A main event. This time by, clocks in, 4.5 seconds up on Omar. All right, guys, Black and Copper Car is your leader. He's making his way down the back straight. 1 minute to go, drivers. Nelson, Omar, Andrew, Ryan, Steve, Tony, Art, and James. In full running order. 45 seconds left. Now leader Weeder's making his way up on some traffic here. It's going to be black and copper. 30 seconds to go. 25 seconds remaining. Yeah, Andrew's starting to close in on Omar. 8/10 now the gap. 15 seconds to go. They'll likely make it by for one more lap. 10 seconds left. Oh, Andrew is knocking on the door. Oh. All right, hold on one second, Andrew. Let Omar by here. And... Oh, no, Omar saying go ahead. Omar, you don't want to say amen? Okay, so it's going to be Nelson and Andrew to the main event tonight. All right. It sounds like they're on good terms. It's all good. Okay. All right, folks. It's going to be Nelson and Andrew making it to the main event. Podium tonight is going to be Omar, Steve, and Tony. I think Omar just wanted the podium photo. He's going to work tomorrow. Look at that. I was on the podium. One SP. What does that mean? All right, so podium going to be Omar, Steve, and Tony. All right, may need some turn markers out here, please. Yeah, if I get Nelson and Andrew to please cross the start-finish line, get you guys checked in. All right, I may need all my drivers from that last race to come on out and turn mine. Okay, give Andrew a moment here, see if he makes it. In the meantime, our grid is going to be Cole on the 1, George on the 2, Kevin 3, Lucas 4, Brian 5, Jordan 6, Nelson 7. And we'll get Andrew hopefully on the number 8. Yeah. I'll fix that. Thank you, Jason. Hope to see you again soon. All right, there's Montez. All right, grid is set. Drivers, best of luck. Our second to last race of the night. It's going to be our A-main and buggy. Less than 5 drivers. Yeah, I didn't really like that start, guys. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. All right, Cole 1, George 2, Kevin 3, Lucas 4, Brian 5, Jordan 6, Nelson 7, Andrew 8. All right, folks. Best of luck here. Take 2 in less than 5. Hold on, Lucas. Hold on. Okay, 15 seconds in. George Lynn out front. orange right, making his way down the back straightaway, leading this one. He is 0.7 ahead of Cole. Cole is 1 second ahead of BG. Brian 1.3 ahead of Jordan. Something happened to Jordan there. That's going to promote Nelson up to the 4th spot. Andrew now in the top 5. That's about 50-second pin. Ooh, George, a little wiggle there. Cole putting the pressure on him. 1 minute down, 7 minutes to go. That's the battle we'll watch right now. Orange car versus the pink and blue. They are making their way around the left side of the course, around the horseshoe, around the bend, down the back straight, and now over that first double. At 15 seconds, 1:15 down, 6:45 to go. Cole Wilson putting pressure on the race leader right now. $1:30 down, 6:30 to go. Got George 0.2 ahead of Cole. Cole 2.1 ahead of Brian. Brian 3.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1.4 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.1 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.1 ahead of Lucas. And Lucas 2 seconds up on Kevin. We got a minute 45 down, 6:15 to go. $155 down, 6:05 remain. Got Cole Wilson back to the top spot. George Lynn right there in the 2 spot. Battle continues on. Well, Cole's starting to build a little bit of an advantage here. 0.9 is the gap between those 2 cars. At 2.4 from George to Brian. Brian 4 seconds ahead of Nelson. Nelson half a second ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.7 ahead of Andrew. Andrew half a second ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.3 ahead of Kevin. 2:30 down, 5:30 to go. All right, top clock going to be a 13:9 from Wilson. Got 14:2 for Lynn. 14:5 for Gross. 2:45 down, 5:15 remains. Race leader driving the blue and pink. Second place lead bright orange right behind him. 1.1 now the gap. Got 3.7 from George to Brian. 4:55 remains. It's just past 3 minutes down. Hey, did I fix the time? No, I didn't. My apologies. 3:20 down, 2:40 to go. Oh, leaders coming up on traffic here. Blue and pink as well as the all orange. All right, 2:25 remains. 2:20 to go. Oh man. George Lynn with some bad luck there. That's going to put B and G all over the back wing. That battle is for position. Minute 50 to go, drivers. Right now, Cole, 6 seconds ahead of George. Got George 0.3 ahead of Brian. Brian 7.9 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 2 seconds ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.9 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1.7 ahead of Kevin. Got a minute 30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remaining. All right, a minute 15 remains. Looks like George Lynn back to the 2 spot. Just over 1 minute to go, drivers. Cole 7 ahead of George. George 0.7 ahead of Brian. Brian 8.9 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.6 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 1.5 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.7 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 2 ahead of Kevin. Got 45 seconds left. All right, 35 seconds to go. Second and third down the back straight. Second place driving orange. Third place driving the white, blue, orange, yellow. 20 seconds remain. 10 seconds to go, drivers. See if these guys make it by for one more lap. A huge freight train down the back straight. 4 seconds left. They all make it by. Oh boy, race still on, guys. Well, Lucas getting by Jordan there. Wow. Lucas going from 7 to 4 on the final laps. That will be a race, guys. Cole Wilson taking the W. George Lynn the 2 and BG on the podium as well. Rest of the order will be Lucas, Jordan, Kevin, Nelson, and Andrew. All right, folks, got truck coming up next. All right, we're going to pause for just a moment. I think George has to go, so if we can get that podium shot done really quickly. And BG's up next, so let's just pause for a moment. Make sure to leave BG's spot on the driver's stand. Cool, do I have someone to press the button? Push the button. All right. Cool, now George can pick up his daughter from ballet practice, and Brian can race stadium truck. All right, I might need a little bit of volunteer help marshaling this race. A little bit of help, please. Yeah. George, if you gotta go, I understand. I'm just glad you made your main event. All right, maybe try to get one more on the left side to help out Kevin over there. Thank you, Omar. All right, this is truck. Taking the best class for last. All right. So our starting lineup for this one is going to be BG on the top spot. Jordan 2, Art 3, Steve 4, Andrew 5, Patrick 6, Nelson 7, George 8. All right, this will be a 6-minute race. All right, you sure? All right, grid is set. Drivers, best of luck. We're going racing in less than 5. Here we go. Oh, BG not getting a good start. Oh, Andrew getting it wrong. Really, Jordan, the only one with a good start out of this group. Oh, and there it goes. Well, now we're back to square one. BG out front. BG in the front, followed by Jordan. Then we got Nelson in the 3. Art in the 4, followed by that's Andrew, then Steve, then Pat, then George. All right, 45 seconds in, 5:15 remains. Race leader down the back straight. BG going 15-0, Jordan going 14-9. We're just about 1 minute down. 5 minutes left. BG out front, down the back straight he goes. Driving that TLR 22XP. BG going 14-9 that time around. Playing his signature colors out front. Minute 15 down and 4:45 remaining. Got Brian Gross going 14-6 that time around. Living up to the moniker, Lion Brian. 1:30 down, 4:30 to go. All right, Brian Gross 1.7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 2.8 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1 second ahead of Art. Art 0.4 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 5.2 ahead of Pat. Pat 0.8 ahead of Steve. And Steve 1.9 ahead of George. Race leader now 1.3 ahead of George. Oh. Go, go, go. Got 2:10 down, 3:50 to go, drivers. See what the gap is this time by. 2:20 in, 3:40 remains. Well, now BG 2.9 ahead of Jordan. Jordan is 3.2 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1 ahead of Art. Art half a second ahead of Andrew. Andrew 6 seconds up on Pat. Pat 2.8 ahead of Steve. And Steve 3 ahead of George. Got 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. Not quite halfway through. Okay, and now we are halfway through. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes we go. BG 3.7 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 4 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.1 ahead of Andrew. At 2:50 remaining. Race leader now all by himself down the back straight. And we got Jordan now. 5.3 seconds back. Jordan finds himself 3 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.1 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.8 ahead of Art. Got 2:20 to go, drivers. All right, leader will find some more traffic here, probably about a lap and a half, maybe less. More like half. All right, we are coming up on 2 minutes to go. Brian, Jordan, Nelson, Art, Andrew, Pat, Steve, and George. Leader making his way through some traffic once again. And it's going to be yellow, orange, blue, white. Second place will be the gray, pink, and white. Third place is going to be black and copper. Got minute 35 to go. Brian 5 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 6 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1.2 ahead of Art. Art 1.9 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 8 ahead of Pat. Pat 11 ahead of George. And George 5.5 ahead of Steve. Minute 15 remains. It's our final race of the night. 70 seconds to go. You heard the man 1 minute to go. BG coming up on some more traffic here. He'll be approaching Art and Nelson next. 50 seconds left. seconds remain. Careful getting on the back straight. That is clear. 25 seconds to go. This is battle going to be Andrew versus Art. Making their way through the center portion. Now making their way around the horseshoe. Onto the back straight. 10 seconds left. Andrew flipping a dot there. Try to straighten out that chicane as much as possible. Time has expired, so race to the line. All right, one more truck, and that will be a race. All right, Brian Gross taking the victory. Jordan 2, Nelson 3, followed by Andrew, Art, Pat, George, Steve. All right, thank you guys for coming out. It's been an awesome Wednesday of racing. We will be racing this Friday. Off-road this Friday night. We will also be racing on-road this Sunday. If you want to come check it out, be a part of some on-road action, that is going down this Sunday. All right, folks. Thank you.